What is up, Canes fans? It is the Beast. Welcome back to the channel, The Beast On. If you can see this face, if you can hear this voice, subscribe to the channel and share it with all your friends and family. I'd be so deeply appreciative. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, the Canes moved to 7-1 after beating Virginia Tech 25-24 up in Bleaksburg. Gobble, 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 gobble. Oh, so glad I wasn't there. It's so annoying. They play that gobble sound all over. Although I will say, among the top concessions in the ACC is the smoked turkey leg up at Lane Stadium. So if you're going to make a trip, that would be one of the ones to make. Even though Blacksburg is a horrible place and the campus is just it's just bleak. Which is why they call it Bleaksburg. It's just not a lovely looking campus. But it is, they do have great concession with the smoked turkey leg. Get there early because they run out. But Miami, it wasn't a amazing win as far as style points. It was a big win. It was an ugly win. It was a needed win. It was a almost disastrous loss, but it wasn't. It was a win against a team that was up and down, and Miami in past years would have easily lost this game, but they pulled it out in the end. And while there was many things that I saw wrong, the bottom line is they won the game. And I don't care if they won by a point or 700. Winning a game at Blacksburg on the road against Virginia Tech is always a good thing. So props to the Canes on that. They are at 7-1, and they play a pretty bad Georgia Tech team next week at night at the stadium that's right behind me, The Rock. So, let's talk about this game. We always like to start with the good. D'Eriq King continues to be the man for the Miami Hurricanes. They would not be 7-1 without D'Eriq King. He is just such a good quarterback, such a good leader. He makes good decisions. Really is just exactly what the doctor ordered for this Miami Hurricanes team, especially since the offensive line is just not good. Like, I have other words I'd like to use on the offensive line, but I'd rather keep this family friendly. Let's just say they are not playing well at all. So D'Eriq King is the man for right now. And I continue to see progression and growth out of the receiving core. Obviously, the winning touchdown today scored by Mark Pope was great. We got Brevin Jordan back. He had a couple plays. Mallory with a couple plays. D. Wiggins had a great day, although I think he could have fought for a toss-up ball that he didn't help his quarterback with to fight for. So there's that. Harley has been there. So the receiving core is starting to put together. They got the message. They're putting the work in. They're working after practice. They're on the judge machine, and they're getting better. And there was kind of a semblance of a regular run game. Listen, we know that they can create running yards from their quarterback, and we know they can kind of trick their way into some runs. But what I hadn't seen consistently from this team in a long time is just the ability to put the ball in the running back's hands and get it done. And they did that a little bit today, especially with Cam Harris. Props to him getting some yardage, especially with this offensive line. So on the offensive front, I think things are good. Their pace was really good at times. There was a couple questionable play calls, especially on third downs, that I didn't quite understand. But, you know, we can nitpick after a loss and still be okay with it. On the defensive side of things, the front was good, was active. Jalen Phillips played a hell of a game today. You have to give him props. He was all over the place. Nesta, my boy Nesta, Bob Marley's middle name, by the way, is just, I think, really having a good season, coming into his own. We didn't see a ton of Roche, but he obviously made his presence felt, especially, and you know, the thing that we haven't talked about yet, which we have to get to, is the 13 guys missing due to COVID, and most of them on defense. Obviously without McLeod, but you had Brooks, So, you were missing guys on defense. But the back seven continues to make me squirm because they, one, miss assignments, two, they forget how to tackle, and that Bubba Bolden 15-yard personal foul penalty was among the stupidest I've seen this year, and there's been some stupid penalties. And also, I was talking with my friend Michael at halftime. I've seen in the last couple of games, I don't know if you've picked up on this, but now I feel like Amari Carter is worried about the targeting penalties, and he's not playing as physical as he is up to playing, right? And because of that, I think he's missing on some plays because it's in his mind that he doesn't want to get tossed out of a game. But the back seven needs to do a better job. Guys are getting open. They're not playing good assignment football, and they're certainly not tackling well. And nothing gets me more upset than bad offensive line play where you can't make a block or bad defensive play when you can't make a tackle. That's their job. They're supposed to be able to tackle. When they can't do it, when they can't get guys on the ground, it is disconcerting. So I know that every week Blake Baker takes a lot of crap, and certainly at the end of the season we're going to have to look at the position of the defensive coordinator, but he can't be on the field tackling. And right now, that's a problem. This defense needs to nut up and be able to tackle, or else they're going to lose one of these games. There's no doubts about it. Can we give props to special teams, not from the standpoint of trying to catch punts, which is hard for them to do, or running down on punts or kicks because they're not great at that either, or making tackles on special teams plays, or running fakes either out of a field goal, because it looked like JB was amongst the slowest players I've ever seen and couldn't even get close to picking up 3 yards on that play. But just from a pure we can kick field goals and we can punt the ball situation, I don't think you realize there's simple things that you should be able to do, but when you can't do them, like Miami couldn't do in the past, they come back to bite you in the tuchus. And just to be able to send a field goal kicker out there and know that it's probably going to be good, just knowing that you can send your punter out there and he's going to kick a 50-yard punt really helps your confidence. Not to mention, do not bleep with Lou Hedley. He will get in your face. He will take you down. Okay, I created this my protectors of South Florida, kind of like an Avengers group during the game, where it's UD obviously is like the Iron Man, like he's in charge of the Avengers of South Florida. Also on that list, if you're looking for the protectors of South Florida, you'd have to put Masvidal on there, even though I disagree with his politics, but who cares about politics at this point? The election's over. You put Masvidal on there, and then you put Lou Hedley on there. And then, there's a guy from the Panthers that leads the NHL in fighting, and there's a couple other guys around town I would throw into the South Florida Avengers, but UD, Masvidal, and Hedley are my top three, right? That's like my Iron Man, my Captain America, and I don't know who's the Thor, my Thor, or my Incredible Hulk. Those are my guys, right? And then we can fill in the rest. We can find Ant-Man somewhere around here, or Spider-Man. We can deal with that. But it is so great to have a great kicker and a great punter, and it's great to be 7-1, and it's great to be 7-1 coming back home to take on a Georgia Tech team. But we need to talk about something serious, and I'm not joking, but that is coronavirus, and not getting political or anything else. But it's we were on the brink of not playing this game. That is what the reports were. That Miami was on the brink of not being able to play this game against Virginia Tech. 13 guys out with coronavirus, and you have to hope that is all, because it spreads rapidly. And I'm worried about this next week against Georgia Tech. I'm worried about, one, getting this game in, And even if you get the game in, who's available for the game? So I am really worried about this. It is going around. The SEC barely has any games this week because of Corona. The Pac, they can't seem to get games in. It's really starting to impact college football, and it is taking its toll on the Miami Hurricanes with guys not available. And I hope they can get this game in against Georgia Tech for sure. It would really, it would be so poopy. That's the official word. If they could not get the game in because guys were sick. So hopefully Manny is able to keep guys quarantined and keep guys safe this week in practice, and they're able to take on a really woeful Georgia Tech team next week at Hard Rock Stadium. All right, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Always come back, share, subscribe, hit the little bell so you're notified when new videos are up. Enjoy the new background because I finally got the lights and the green screen and the studio set up, and that makes everyone happy. I promised I would do it, and finally I got my ass to do it. It's a lazy ass, but it got done. All right, that'll do it for me. Go Canes. All about the U. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.